Good morning, YouTube. Today's video is going to be a little bit on the lighter side. It's going to be a funny video, at least I'm going to try and make it a funny video. And the title is going to be Trolling My Black Manager. Okay? And this video was suggested by my brother, who thought that this would be, something that needed to be uh, shared with the world. But before I start that story, let's talk about what happened yesterday. I thought these people were right-wing militia that tried to overthrow the governor in Michigan, but it turned out they were anarchists or Antifa types. And I should have realized that when I saw their name. Okay, these guys' militia wasn't like, Knights of Zion or Patriots of the Plains. It was the Wolverine Watchmen. Okay, now if that name sounds familiar to you, it's because they took the name of two different comic books and stuck them together to make their name. I got to think that what probably happened is they were arguing over what to call themselves, so they settled it by just sticking the two ideas together, because that is a ridiculous name. Okay, now back to the purpose of this video. Now, we're going to call this black manager Bob, okay? And we're going to have to give you some background on Bob, so you'll hate Bob like I hate Bob, okay? Now, Bob, this happened in like 1991 or 1992 when I was working for an IT company in Arlington, Virginia. And I didn't like Bob, okay? Because Bob always played the race card. That's how Bob got to be a manager, because he made the senior management feel guilty for being white, and it worked. Okay, so I didn't like Bob because I consider that cheating. Okay, you need to get there on merit, not because you're the related to the boss somehow, or you've blackmailed the senior manager. Okay, so I was pissed off about that. Also, I was pissed off because he was always freaking playing the race card. Okay, now that is cool now, but back in the 90s, we were all trying to live the dream. That meant looking past race. Okay, but this guy was using the race to frickin', profit. So, so we butted heads pretty quickly because, he was pulling his shit, and one of the co-workers goes like, "Hey man, why are you angry with me? My family never owned slaves, right?" And of course, so he looks over at me, and I go like, "Well, you know what? Guess what?" I said, "My family was one of the first families to import slaves into Virginia, and you're not getting shit. Okay? You got a problem with that? Sue my great-great-grandpappy's estate, because you're not getting shit from me." All right? So we didn't like each other. Excuse me. So let us begin the troll. Oh, here's another thing I almost forgot. He was always pulling sketchy shit. Okay? And there was this guy that worked for him named Hogod. Okay? And Hogod was from Somalia. Okay? Just came over the country. And this guy was like, "Hey man, the white people are evil. We got to stick together. We brothers." Okay? And Hogod, because he knows how to survive, he doesn't say anything. He freaking pretends like he's going along. But what he didn't know, okay, is that Hogod despised that shit as much as I did. And he also didn't realize that me and Hogod had a connection. See, Hogod and I had gone to school together and studied together. We had respect and friendship, and this guy didn't know, because Hogod, a lot smarter than me, thought, "Hey, this is going to be a problem for me if he knows that, we know each other." But Hogod would come to me for advice, and he goes like, "Hey man, the numbers don't work. He wants me to change the numbers so the accountants will approve the frickin' program." What do? I go, don't do it. Okay, make him do it, because what's going to happen is when it all goes bad, he's going to throw you under the freaking bus and you're going to get fired and he's going to go find some other sucker. Okay, so I was advising Hogod so Hogod wasn't falling for any of the sketchy stuff. And another thing is Hogod didn't consider this guy, any loyalty whatsoever. Okay, because first of all, Hogod didn't even consider him to be black. Okay, I don't know I can't remember what the Somali word was that he used for someone of mixed race. So I'm going to go with the Japanese word, which is hafu. It's like, guess what? He come in with that Somali accent that I can't really mimic. He goes like, guess what that hafu's trying to get me to do now, right? Sorry. Anyway, so now with the table set, let's go to the troll. All right. So we were supposed to come up with some ideas for a uniform for a softball team that the company was going to have, and also a name. Okay, so we're sitting in the meeting, and then frickin' Bob is at the meeting, and everyone's making their suggestions for these colors, and I go, and keep in mind this is Virginia, I go blue and gray, right? Now Bob realized immediately the significance of those colors and started complaining loudly that this was a really bad idea. But the other people, who by the way were all white, but had no idea about the significance because nobody reads a history book anymore, they liked the idea. And I actually sold them on the colors, because I'm like, well, it's like blue and white, but I think the gray is kind of white, but I think it stands out better, don't you? So, all right, so now Bob is not happy, okay, that the colors got fixed. That my colors got selected, right? So now it comes to the name, and they're giving the suggestions for the name. This comes up to me to make my suggestion, and Bob knows he's being trolled, all right? And he looks over at me, and I go, the Rebels. At this point, he goes, hell no, I'm not having anything to do with the softball team whose names are the Rebels. And me continuing the troll go like, well, it's regionally specific and it goes with the colors. Oh my God. Oh God. I love trolling that guy. And okay, so that's about it for the troll. Oh, there was one other thing that really freaking pissed Bob off. There was this really hot Redbone in the office. Okay, and Redbone is slang for a very light-skinned black woman. She was beautiful. She had the frame of a model with those long legs. Okay, and it didn't just stop at physical beauty. Oh, she had a wonderful personality, and she liked me, and that really pissed him off, right? And so he found out that we were seeing each other. Okay, and he stormed into my cubicle when I was working late, like 7 or 8 o'clock in the at night, and he tries to pull that, physical intimidation thing on me, and he's going like, "Hey man, is it true what I heard about you? And her name will remain, redacted." And I go, "What? What are you talking about? You know what I'm talking about." Anyway, I, of course, because I'm a gentleman, I'm not going to reveal that kind of information in public. That's what that's the lady's job. If the lady wants to know, the world to know, then she'll let it know. But I also wanted him to know, that I was lying. And my tell is to lie in a mocking voice and then to smile at you, so there can be no confusion that I am lying to you. And that's what happened. So, anyway, so that's the story about me and Bob, the black manager, and how I trolled him every chance I got, because I don't like that shit. Own your bullshit. By the way, speaking of own your bullshit, I fucked it up with Angela. I'm an asshole. She's a beautiful woman, very kind woman, and it's all my fault. I'm not gonna tell you why it's all my fault, but yeah. And this is called owning your bullshit, younger generation. Okay, you screw up, you own it. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and have a nice day.